Hey, hi, welcome back to Insight 2014. We're here on the show floor, Insight Central. I'm Richie Jennings, and this is Dave Hitz from NetApp. Dave,
hi, good
hey,
to see you.
Very good to see you too. Dave, tell us a bit about what you do at NetApp.
Well, as the co-founder of NetApp, I'll tell you what I do is whatever I want. Lately, the two things I've been focusing on are, number one, cloud. I'm always interested in points of transition. At the point we were Unix only and said, let's do Windows, or we were not yet doing internet service, the early days, Yahoo, or when we switched to enterprise or server virtualization. I mean, each of these marks a major transition for NetApp, and I absolutely believe that cloud is the next one, not just for NetApp, but also for the industry. So for me, cloud is just kind of where the interesting stuff is. The other thing, this is a much more of an internal issue, but I'm focused on our culture. I think I'm very proud of our culture. I mean, we regularly are on lists of great places to work. That said, it's one of those things that you should never be satisfied. There's always something you could do better. And so there's some areas that I'm trying to focus on and improve in our culture. So those are my two main focus areas right now, cloud and culture.
That's interesting you should say that about culture. We had a lot of people came by the booth yesterday that I was interviewing. They were talking about partnering with NetApp and how it's, they were waxing lyrical about how it was great to partner with NetApp. Now, I don't know whether they felt they were contractually obliged to say that, seeing as where they were, but it did seem to come across as being genuine. Is that the sort of feedback that you're hearing from customers and partners?
Let me tell you a story about partnering. When server virtualization started, NetApp decided this is an important trend, we're going to double down on it, and we really started partnering aggressively with VMware. And then came the day that EMC bought VMware. So our biggest competitor buys one of our big partners. And how do you deal with something like that? And we decided just to double down on the partnership. And most analysts would say 5 years later, NetApp partnered much more effectively with VMware than the company that bought them.
That's interesting. That's worth repeating for anybody who's zoned out right then. NetApp partnered better with VMware than with that unnamed company that bought them. Wow.
Yeah. And I think when you look at what we're doing right now with the cloud, it's very similar. I mean, a lot of people are talking about the cloud, but their strategy is, roughly speaking, it's too dangerous, maybe you shouldn't do it. But if you have to do it, you should use the cloud that we're setting up. I mean, EMC VMware setting up their own cloud. We made the decision we do not want to stand up our own cloud. We want to do it with partnering, and we think that gives us more flexibility. I mean, we would like to be the Switzerland of cloud partnering. We're partnering with Amazon, we're partnering with Azure, we're partnering with SoftLayer, we're partnering with Verizon. We would like to be the neutral place that if you want help managing your data into the cloud, back out of the cloud, and a common carrier of data, we would like to be that player, and we don't see how to do that effectively if we also are saying, oh, but by the way, ours is the better one, right? And so, I mean, we think about partnering and the structure of partnering, but I also think it fits our culture. It's a collaborative, internally it's collaborative. We focus a lot on that, and I think it flows through to working with us.
And it's interesting that you should mention SoftLayer. SoftLayer, of course, the SoftLayer and IBM company, I suppose, is the full name on the logo. And IBM, although they have a finger in many pies, also has an element of competition with NetApp.
Oh, when you look at the big companies, almost all of them, they've got some element of competition. But you just have to get beyond that. It's interesting. We partner a lot with Cisco and the whole FlexPod, and yet Cisco is also partnering with EMC and the VCE, and that's just, our CEO actually had a conversation with them, and his message was fairly simple. He said, look, what you'll find is any customer you visit will have an opinion on EMC. Maybe they love EMC, maybe they don't love EMC. For the ones who don't, we would love to partner with you with them. You'll find the customers already have their opinion. And so, and when I look over the years at how effective our work with Cisco has been, I would say we've really come out very strongly. Just continuing that. You don't have to be exclusive with us. We just want a fair shot, and we think we'll do better over time. I mean, isn't that the essence of partnering? Is together something good happens?
It certainly is. And speaking of together, a theme that I keep hearing certainly from your colleagues, I'm not sure I've heard you say it, but I heard Georgian say it again yesterday, this aspiration that NetApp has of being the teammate that people count on to win, be it customers or partners. Is that also something that's resonating with you personally?
It absolutely is. Here's the thing that I've always struggled with about NetApp. Almost nobody starts their day thinking, oh, what I want is storage. Right? I mean, storage is a means to an end. They want to do something else. They want to make a movie. You know, we were the special effects for the Lord of the Rings movies, or they want, you know, whatever it is they want to do. I think of storage as being like plumbing. You know, I mean, you're driving by houses and nobody says, oh, whoa, check out the plumbing on that house. And yet, you know, you don't want to move into a house without good plumbing, right? If the plumbing is not working, that suddenly becomes the most important issue. And NetApp, to me, feels like that. And so it's very important. You know, some companies come out and say it's all about us, we're in front, we're the ones driving everything. And I think it's important for NetApp to recognize we're helping you do something, but we're not the main thing you want to do. So being a teammate you can count on is an aspiration, I think, that's completely fitting with the type of technology that we do. It makes sense, I think, for ourselves. And I've always, I mean, for me personally, in fact, it kind of fits that way of I'd rather be, you know, in a buddy movie, I think I'd generally rather be the supporting buddy and not the leading actor. Like if I was going for an Oscar, I think I want Best Supporting Man and not Best Lead Actor. I have no idea why that's the way I feel, but so it's kind of fun for me to see that NetApp's positioning reflects in some ways my own personality.
Well, that's kind of the nature of being a co-founder, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe that's part of it.
Dave, it's been an absolute pleasure having you over here chatting to us. Thanks so much for coming.
Well.
All right, thanks. He's been Dave Hitz from NetApp. I've been Richie Jennings. Thanks for watching. See you again soon.